showtime. Woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo. Silent and profiling. Woo, it's live and in color. Woo!
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report on the Buffalo Fan Base Network. I'm your host, Tommy, to the highest degree to the TOP from the 313. And by my side is my main man, my toucan Sam, the one they call the Apex Man, Mr. Mikey. Happy Monday, and it's not Happy Victory Monday.
It is not. And we were texting during the game yesterday. And
we were nice, bright and early.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm glad it was my daughter's birthday because it brightened up my day. Because I was not a happy camper yesterday.
Oh, look at Jason coming in with some rumor mills.
Listen,
I think we trade tomorrow.
I think we've said this a million times, Tommy. Until it actually happens, I will never believe it.
Jason, don't buy into it, Jason.
They never do.
Shout out to Jason. Spears Millstock. Nabel. What's up, fellas? How do we feel about without Matt linebacker? Yeah, we're gonna get into all of that. So real quick, because obviously I didn't get to talk to you post game, Mikey. So this is kind of your post game in a way.
Yeah.
I went on an epic rant about Dorsey, and I can't take it anymore. But I have to take
the
it.
up and down, the up and down.
Yes,
that he
the
has?
up and down. It's so confusing what this offense is under Dorsey. I have no idea, and I don't even know if he knows what this offense is. They asked him today that he did a interview, the Monday interviews, and they brung up like Josh under center more, and he just gives the same old. His answer to that was, "Well, we don't want to like keep on doing the same thing. We want to keep it in the middle. We want to like not too much of one thing." And it's like, what are you talking about? You barely ever have them.
Not only that, but quit the fucking shotgun runs.
Oh, dude, there's so much more. That's what I'm saying. There's so much more to it. How about the fact that they ran the ball, I think, 10 times total yesterday? I think Cook had 5 carries.
For
if I'm not mistaken.
-4 yards.
-4 yards. Murray, I believe, had 2 carries or 3. And then I believe Harris had 1 or 2. That's not balanced. That's not how you win games. But I got a couple problems with this game. And when we talked Friday, we didn't make a big deal of it. And I gotta say, the NFL, shame on them. They're like it's, I get it. It's no excuse still. We lost, it is what it is. But having a team there 2 weeks and that's already, and by the way, even the player ATN said, man, when we got there the first week, we were tired. We were exhausted for a while. It took them a while to get acclimated to the time change. They've been there. They just throw another team to play a team that's been there, sitting there. I think that was totally unfair of the NFL. They did the Buffalo Bills no justice at all. Then I got a big problem with McDermott. And by the way, we talked about this, and I get it. Trust your sports science team. Every other team's getting out to go to London on Tuesday or Wednesday. Right? Or some teams are leaving today. Like, it's crazy that he waited till Friday, got there, did a half-ass practice because the players were so tired. And by the way, we had a half-ass practice during the week because they didn't want to overwork him because he was getting ready for the trip. I didn't like it. I think they should have left way earlier, Tuesday, Wednesday, the latest, got some rest, and then did a hard practice on Thursday or Friday. They totally fucked up at that. And I'm not totally blaming McDermott, but in the future, he can't just leave early. Mikey, what's your thoughts on this whole London thing, the NFL thing, McDermott? And am I missing chats you want me to get to?
We are missing some chats, but we'll get to them.
All right. Okay.
They're not on this topic.
Okay. I'll
Ultimately,
get to all your chats in a minute.
Yeah,
Give me a minute.
ultimately, yes, I do agree that is kind of bullshit, but we talked about it in the offseason when we found out that they were going to have back-to-back games. I didn't like it then. I'm not looking at it, I don't think it's the reason we lost. It's not the reason we lost. We just didn't play well. We didn't execute on offense. But at the end of the day, it didn't help. I don't think it's the reason why people got hurt, like everyone on X was saying. I don't think the injuries had anything to do with us going weak.
No, but I think it had to do with that shitty ass field, that shitty ass turf.
I did hear from Rich Eisen today that that was the first time there's ever been a game on that turf.
I do. Speaking of that, and I'm going to let you continue to get your point, but I want to play this real quick because I don't know if you heard this.
Yeah, I did.
All right.
I think that turf is terrible. I really feel like that. So, my foot got stuck in the ground. But I'm okay. Thank God. Take that turf out. You know what I'm saying? Especially that one. I'd rather play on grass. I'm sure 90 to 100% of the players in the NFL would rather play on grass. So, I don't know why we're playing on stuff like that. There was injuries on the field today, some really, really bad. So, I just feel like the turf has something to do with it.
They have grass.
I know they have grass, but it is what it is.
The question I have is, they have grass at that stadium. They use it for the soccer players. Why?
I can tell you why. Rich Eisen talked about that today. He
said me why.
That and they say they refuse to let the NFL players play on it because it tears it up more than the soccer does. And they said
Jorge will be played on this week.
Yep. Well, going forward, all games will be played on that same crappy turf.
I think it's a big mistake. I think the NFL needs to. I think the NFL should do away with turf. Period. If the soccer players and their leagues or whatever refuse to play on turf, and their soccer league said, you know what? Hey, we're all for the players. We're going to go to the grass. Is this how you feel? Let's do it. Let's keep the players happy. We're in a $1 billion business, NFL. $1 billion.
Multi-billion.
Make your players happy. Even if you don't think that the statistics show that there's any difference in injuries they're telling you, Mikey, they're telling them, listen, our bodies feel terrible after playing on turf games. Just in general. The next day we're super sore. When we play on grass, we're not as sore. Come on, man. Keep your players happy, man. It's not a big deal. I think the players need to eventually they need to.
It's a bargaining chip. It's a bargaining chip.
They have to come together. Yeah, they have to figure this
out. You know what it's going to be? It's going to be at the next CBA, and they're going to bargain. They're probably going to get the 18th game for grass fields. Okay, Jorge. I went back and rewatched that game. Elam wasn't as bad as as it initially looked. Elam really wasn't that bad. It looked horrible, and I was with everybody. I went back and rewatched it. He wasn't as bad as it first looked. He was a step off. That was it. He was a step off.
He was not looking good, Mikey. Now, I will say this.
Did you go back and rewatch it and watch him?
I did. Now, I will say this.
Then we look at it completely different then.
We do, and that's okay. But I also thought Dane Jackson was bad as well. Here's the deal, and I'm going to give him a slight pass on this game because I thought everybody, except for a few, were kind of jet lagged, tired, whatever. They just didn't seem right. Also, he hasn't played a fucking game all season long. There's going to be rust. There's going to be, some bad play, obviously, because he hasn't seen the field in a while. So I'm going to give him this pass, Mikey, but I'm going to tell you, he got pulled.
He got pulled on the last drive.
I get it.
He got pulled early. He got pulled on the last drive.
I get that.
And Ingram missed the tackle that let the long touchdown run go.
I get it. And then they signed Josh Norman today.
To the practice squad.
Now, right, to the practice squad, but you know how this goes. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know how they're going to deal with Elam moving forward when Benford gets back. Very curious. But no, I'm not satisfied with our corners right now. They scare the hell out of me. They all do. Christian Benford's the best of the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, without Trey, this is not a unit that I'm like comfortable with. But there's no other choice. Like right now, unless Bean pulls something out of his hat, this is what we have. Can Elam get better? Sure. I think Elam has potential. I don't know if it's potential for this team. I don't know if he fits the scheme. I don't know what the problem is. And I don't know if McDermott is going to go back to, let's say he says, you know what? I like Norman. He's a vet. Like, who knows? I don't think that will happen, but I don't know with this situation anymore when it comes to Elam and McDermott. So, and then you got the middle linebacker position. I'm super concerned. Question to you, Mikey. Will they go looking for somebody? Will they call Kirksey back up and say, yo, I know you're retired, but can you do us a big favor? Or do you think they're just riding with Dotson?
I think it's gonna be Dotson
Or Dorian Williams. Sorry,
I think it's gonna be Dotson and Dorian Williams, and a combo. So when Dotson comes in, and I want to touch on this one from Jorge. He said
Tell me
Elam
which
got
ones I'm
burnt.
missing here.
Elam got burnt. Oh, there's a ton that you're missing. Said Elam got burnt.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes.
All game, every pass was caught against them easy. No, it was 6 for 8 against Elam. So it wasn't every pass. It was 6 for 8, and some of the ones that were caught in zone, which he was just happened to be the closest person to him, so it goes on his record. So listen, we could sit here and go back and forth on it all day. It wasn't a great scheme. We were without 6 of our starters after the first drive. Shit happens, And everyone's like, "Well, he's pulled. He was pulled during the last drive to see what Ingram can do, and Ingram looked worse than Elam. So it's not like we're going to see Elam go away. So it's just one of those things. It's not ideal.
Dotson was the reason ETN scored the touchdown.
He missed the tackle too. It was him and if you go back and rewatch that play, it was him and Ingram. Dotson missed him in the hole, and then Ingram missed him after he got through the hole. It was horrible.
Jorge laughing at you.
That's fine.
6
of 8 is different, and listen, you have to look at it how they credit catches too. If you're close to the guy who catches it because you're in a zone, the catch goes on you.
And Ridley, let's be real, Ridley's a good player. He's a really good player. He's fast. He has wheels on him.
We locked him up. We locked a guy who hasn't played in a month.
Yeah,
that's the number one receiver. How fucking dumb was that?
Well, I mean, I get it.
It's no different than Kader Kohu. Is Kader Kohu trash? He had a bad game against Stephon Diggs. He's not trash. He actually had a really good season last year.
I agree with
guys
this.
have bad ones.
Darnell, I have always liked the Bills secondary, but why don't the Bills ever draft fast guys in the secondary who can actually play smart physical football?
That's a great question.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's weird because this league, especially our division, especially the Dolphins, is built around speed. And we are not. We don't have, none of our, even Trey White in his best, days wasn't, he wasn't, that wasn't his thing.
He's high 4.4, low 4.5.
Right. He was just like a sticky defender, but he wasn't, he's smart defender, but didn't have lightning, speed. I couldn't tell you the last corner we had that had that type of speed. But I agree. Like both Benford and Elam.
McKelvin was the last really fast.
You're right, Leo. Yeah, I guess you could say that, but he was an okay. He was.
I'm just saying, the guy who actually had.
But you're right, Leotis McKelvin. Yeah, you're right. Also, God, who was the other corner that we had? One of our greatest kick returners. I can't believe I'm
Terrence McGee.
McGee has some serious speed too as well. But no, man, Benford and Elam, that's not their game. And Dane Jackson, same thing. So it's like I do see that they get burnt a lot. but they usually get back in the play and make a play on the ball. But I don't know. They weren't making a
Darby.
play on the
Yeah,
ball.
you're right. Whitetown's Darby was really quick.
Oh
too.
yeah, Ronald Darby. Yep.
Darby was
Winfield.
fast.
Yeah. Antoine Winfield.
Yep. You're right. But we don't see him very often.
I guess we could say currently or last 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah.
Jorge, was Leslie Frazier coaching almost every third and long? The Bills backed off 10 yards. You mean the soft zone that we love to play?
And here's the issue that I had with the soft zone. It was a soft zone with a blitz.
Right. Which made it even worse.
Like, so the throwing lanes were wide open for Lawrence all day, which made zero sense to me.
Right. Oh man, what else am I missing? Am I missing anything here? Let me see here.
But
Triggs coming. Here's the other thing with Dorsey has done a crappy job utilizing Kincaid.
It's not just
Kincaid.
He has. It's not
everybody. I almost feel
matter
like
of fact,
almost
it's part of my it's part of my good, bad, and ugly is Dorsey's inability to utilize the personnel.
Yeah.
And Dable had some of the same issues.
He certainly did. Like that's I'm telling you, man. Like these two guys, Dorsey and Dable, they like mirror each other.
Mm-hmm.
Almost to a T. The only thing I would say different with Dable is he had more experience as OC, clearly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was a little bit more creative. He does have more, tricks, up his sleeve. He has more creativity so far, but Dorsey's just like, I feel like he's just trying to, and I'll say it again, he's trying to just use what Dable did here, and he's just kind of dumbing it down, and it feels like every offensive drive, Mikey, is a mission.
Mm-hmm.
Not easy. It just seems like nothing comes easy to this offense.
You watch the Rams, you watch San Francisco, you watch Miami, you watch some of these guys, and they've schemed up easy throws. They move up and down. Buffalo seems like everything is, we're like, fighting for yards, every yard.
Right.
Nothing's schemed up easy.
And it's crazy to me. Like it can't, like last year I said, I was cool with saying, hey, maybe it's the personnel, right? And I get it. We were out there looking for receivers to help. Like, I get that. And that's why I think I gave benefit of the doubt more to Dorsey, because he had that personnel to work with. It wasn't the best.
Yeah.
The offensive line wasn't. But now it's like, bro, we improved your offensive line. We got you running backs. We got you wide receiver help. We got you speed and Sherfield and Hardy. And you're not using anything. We got you a tight end in the first round. We went tight end in the first round when we could have went any other position.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe even a more needed position. And we went tight end because we wanted to improve the offense. And we have not used him to his ability. No, we haven't used Hardy to his ability. We haven't used Sherfield to his ability. So it's like, what are you doing, Ken? Like, I don't get it, because it's not like Trent Sherfield and Hardy are like rookies. They know what they're doing. They've been in the NFL. They're vets.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, man.
Jorge comes in and says, how about the offensive start for the Jags? That was creative. They started doing reverses and, wide zones. Like they came out and said, we're going to attack the outside. That's where they're weak right now. And we had both our starting corners were back. Yeah. They got creative of ways to get things outside.
Roy coming in, Dorsey like a substitute teacher, not quite good enough. Yeah, now.
Whitetown says the same thing. Whitetown says Dorsey doesn't have any more excuses or a reason. He's calling the shotgun runs have to fucking stop, dude. They're not going anywhere. They're not gonna, because they haven't yet. No. But
drives me nuts, man.
And I think I texted this to you yesterday morning when we were watching the game. I was watching how they were aligning, and they put more guys in the box and dared us to beat them, and we didn't. Or get physical with them. We never lined Josh up under center with our two power backs and tried to play bully ball with them. Not once. Everything was trying to be finesse. Right. And, and then on top of that, even with all that we're talking about Dorsey, all of it, the secondary weapons did not execute. It was always one guy who didn't. The first drive. Right. James Cook dropped an easy first down. Just dropped it. We had to punt.
Yep.
The second drive, it was 3rd and 7. We throw it to Kincaid and he only gets 6. you know. So we punt again. You know, the
Right.
third drive, you know, we have the Knox drop. You
Yeah.
know, it's just like it's one after another.
The
After
second
another.
and one
Toss, shotgun toss,
What are you doing?
shotgun toss.
What are you, like, dude? You
We
know,
lose
I
5
was so
yards.
pissed, man. I was so pissed, yo. But it was too early for me to be screaming in my house, right?
Yeah.
Like when I was so mad, Mikey, I'm like, it's 1 fucking yard. Get Murray in there. Get Harris in there. Because I know Cook can't do it right now. Cook right now, I'm telling you, the last 2 games, he's having a tough time. He's not seeing
The holes.
the holes, and he seems like he's all over the place. It just seems like his eyes are everywhere. And he's just not physical enough right now. That's why I kept saying, and we keep saying, get Murray in there early. Get Murray in there early, break down that defensive line, then get Cook going as that line starts to soften up. That's where Cook does his best. Cook will never be a 3 down back. He's never going to be a workhorse. He wasn't a workhorse in Georgia. He's not going to be a workhorse here in Buffalo, in my opinion. Just not what he's going to be. So if you guys think that, you're wrong. He's never going to be a 3 down back. I do think, Mikey, the Bills need to get a 3 down back next year. They need to figure that out. I don't think Cook's that guy.
I'm not convinced that Bean knows how to scout a 3 down back.
He may not, but we
or we don't know how to use them because Zach Moss has been killing it for Indianapolis.
He really has. He's really looked good. He's looking better than Jonathan Taylor yesterday. For as much as I dogged on Moss, and I will say I wasn't totally wrong when Moss was here. His vision wasn't the best, but some players, it takes a little time for them to find their groove. And maybe the game has really slowed down for him. Maybe Indy's making him comfortable in whatever scheme they're running. And he's looking good. So good for him that he found a place that knows how to use him right. Maybe that was it the whole time. Who knows? But I just don't think Cook has the speed. He has good hands for the most part, but the drop he made. But I just don't know if he's that workhorse running back. And right now, the other running backs we have, they're older vets. They're not workhorse
I would like to
either.
see Cook in an I formation, with Josh under center and give him a chance to get ahead of steam and find a hole. I think it might work better. This shotgun crap to where they get the ball and then they have to find the hole isn't working.
No, that's the worst. Yeah, I agree with that.
1 out of every 8 runs works, and it keeps them going to it over and over and over and over, and it's and
horrible. By the way, too, going away from the run because it's not working, it was a Dable thing, and Dorsey does the same thing. It's like, oh, it's not working. Well, we're just going to scratch.
Dorsey goes away from it when it does work.
I know, but at least the last couple games, like Cook wasn't running great in the Dolphin game, but he at least ran him 12 times. Like I was good with that because that will open up more play action passes once a defense knows that you're going to actually run the ball. When you run it 3-4 times, the defense late in the game is never going to believe you're going to run it again. Like they're just like these guys.
The problem was we couldn't extend drives ever. Like it took us till the end of the first quarter to get our first down. So it's hard to give him multiple carries like that. The problem is why when he chose to run, it was second and long all the freaking time that he chose to run. And I never understand that.
But that's why you get Murray in there early and break down.
I get it.
Instead of having Cook in there early, which is not going through any type of contact. He's just not shedding off contact off good at all.
No, not really.
You know what I mean? So that was a problem. Obviously, the run game, running the ball that minimal times is never going to work. Josh Allen, a shotgun all the time. Stop. The shotgun draws. Stop. He's not going to, but stop. Dawson Knox, another problem I'm having. Like, dude, you're getting paid top 10 tight end money. You have not been.
He's not playing like it.
Yeah, no, he absolutely not. He hasn't played like that and since 2021. And I like the guy. I've said it before. I'm not dogging the dude. I think he's a good dude. I think he's a good teammate. But listen, we need more. We need more from you. We need catches. We need touchdowns. We need yards. Like one reception, 2 receptions, drop passes in the end zone, all unacceptable. and I just don't know what the Bills do at this point because they're stuck with the contract right now, right? I don't know how I think they can get out next year. Or the year
They
after.
technically they can get out of it this offseason with a post
Okay.
6-1 cut, and then we lose $6 million to save 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
Calling run pass doesn't hurt a team like ours because we're so dangerous with passing game. So it's safe for Dorsey to try. Yeah. And don't go shotgun run. Line up underneath, try to get physical, bring in Harrison, Murray, and bang the bodies. Listen, we retooled our offensive line to be able to run more. I don't this up and down that Dorsey has is weird.
It's
like if his game script doesn't work right away, he doesn't know how to adjust. If it does work right away, he gets in a flow and gets in his bag and he's able to do.
But who does that remind you of?
Dable.
Guys, I swear to you, if I can go back in time when me and Mikey were when Dable was OC and go back to some of our podcasts when we had games that were like just tough offensively, I swear to God, it's the same talk we're doing right now. No difference. Dable can't do in-game adjustments. I mean, he's killing this offense. What is he doing? Get Josh under center, run the ball more, blah, blah. Guys, we've had the same talk with Dable, who's now a head coach.
Yeah.
So, I just feel like Dorsey, I don't know if Dorsey just idolized the guy and his play calling and just stuck with what Dable did best. But I keep saying, you can't do that. Find your own style, man. And maybe he doesn't have one. That's my concern. Maybe he doesn't.
And Josh has a say in the offense. So if it's Josh who likes that play, sit him down and say, Josh, this play isn't working. We have to pull it out.
Right. Exactly.
Because I know Josh has a say in some of the things. Say, Josh, we have to switch this up more. This isn't working. We got to figure this out.
And I also think Josh needs to take more. Josh needs to, on the field, I think sometimes, like, Peyton used to do and Tom, call an audible, change the play up. Don't be, they need to give him more responsibility on the field. And I just don't see that yet from Josh. And maybe he really loves the play call. I don't know, but I just really wish that he would take charge a little bit more and go, why are we tossing the ball here on a second one? I mean, maybe we can, let's switch that up. Maybe we do a quarterback sneak here on a second one or a handoff or understand, why not? Why can't he switch it up as well? Like, he sees the defense. He's right there. I've seen great quarterbacks do that. Some quarterbacks don't, but Josh right now is going in year 6. He's in year 6. I need him to also go, hey, I don't like that fucking. We're gonna switch things up here. And I think I don't know if they don't give him that responsibility or what.
He has it because I also watched him check into a couple runs recently. Then I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
And the runs didn't work. And I'm like, well, like maybe the pass wasn't as good either, so he took his chance with the run. Like, he looked at the coverage, like, okay, that's not the coverage we need for that play call. I need them to give Josh onus to, call more than 2 plays, 1 pass, 1 run.
Yeah, I agree.
Dissect the defense. They talk about his mind all the time about how he has that, that mind that he can do that, and let the guy go out there and play.
Yeah.
Why don't we use up tempo more often? We've talked about that.
I think up tempo seems to really go good with this offense. And we only do it here and there. I don't.
Yeah.
Roy coming in. Dable went from coach of the year to one of the worst teams in the league. He's not having a good year this year, and that's on them. That's on Dable and the GM for giving Daniel Jones that much money and not rebuilding that team the right way. You know what it was, Mikey, with Dable? He had a good year last year, and I think they got a little too happy with it. Thought they can, keep it the way it was and build around Daniel Jones. And I think that's a mistake, man. I think he should have rebuilt that team the way he wants to rebuild it. Go out and get a new quarterback, draft a quarterback. You could have kept Daniel Jones, but draft a quarterback.
Not only
you know what I mean? And then figure it out. But you don't have to pay Daniel Jones. You didn't have to do that.
Put him on the franchise tag.
Exactly.
And pay Saquon.
Right. So it was such a mistake.
Yeah. So here's the difference with the Giants. I watched the Giants do what the Bills did in year 1. Sneak, get into the playoffs when you weren't expecting them to. Right. The difference between Bean and Shane, McBean and Shane and Dable, is they went all in on what they had there. We shed cap and took the crap year. We made
Correct.
the playoffs. You know, McDermott got the cachet to be able to, you know, with the plan and then rebuild the team and their things.
Exactly.
I think they just started rebuilding the team based off of the parts
That's
that
what I'm
were
saying.
there, and it's just
right.
did not
Like that's
work.
not how. Right. That's not how you do it. Like you're exactly right. McDermott did it the right way. I don't listen. 2017. Nobody was expecting, and I don't even think McDermott and that team was expecting to make the playoffs. That was, we all knew the deal, right? Like most of those players weren't going to be there. Tyrod was not going to be like, they all knew the deal. And somehow, some way, McDermott got that team to 9 wins, and we made the playoffs. Luckily, right, for the Bengals, you know, heroic finish. But 2018, they did it right. They didn't just go, you know what, man, Tyrod, man, I'll tell you what. Like, I don't know, man. That guy might be the deal.
No,
right? Let's build it. Like they said, you know what? We're gonna have a shit year. Let's go ahead and draft this kid, Josh Allen. It's gonna be a project. It's gonna probably look bad the first year. And they did it the right way. In 2019, we got a little better. We finally made the playoffs, right? Like a legit playoff. In 2020, watch out. 2020.
Yeah.
So they did it the right way. That's how you build a team. So I get it. But Trick's coming in now. I just feel like they're restricting him. Oh, yeah. By the way, McDermott wanted this 12 personnel offense, but you hired a guy who can't utilize it.
I don't know.
I also said, and Mikey said too, to be fair, rookie tight ends normally don't have unbelievable first years.
Unless you're Sam Laporta.
Unless you're
and you have Ben Johnson as your offensive coordinator.
Right. But you know what I mean? But traditionally rookie tight ends don't traditionally have like breakout awesome years.
Yeah.
They usually go off their second or third year. And that's why I wasn't like, I didn't want to get too much hyped up with Kincaid. Because I still think he's learning. I see the talent. Here's the big issue with Kincaid. If we schemed Kincaid the way Detroit is scheming Laporta, Kincaid could be going off too. The problem is Kincaid's just one of many mouths to feed in this offense, and he's not one of the top tier mouths to feed, and that's part of the problem. We're not spotlighting him. We're not scheming things up for him. Like we're scheming things up for Diggs. We're scheming things up for Davis. You know what I mean? And then everyone else gets in where they fit in. It's kind of how it works. Well, the ball can only go around so many, places too, by the way, guys. So for as much as we want, this guy to get the ball, Josh Allen, let's say throws, I don't know what he's averaging right now, but let's say he throws 35 times in the game. Diggs is getting at least 10, right there. The running backs and then Gabe Davis getting another 8, 7. Right there, you're down to half. You know what I mean? So then where's the other half go to? Then you got to really start. Then other guys are getting 3, 2, 4, 1.
And that's where Kincaid is fitting right now. And that
exactly. But what can you do? Because let's say you go heavy and you're just like, we're gonna go heavy on Kincaid, and you start. Then you got a problem with Diggs going, let's say you don't win that way. Let's say Kincaid has an unbelievable. We just start pushing them the ball more. Gabe Davis out the picture, but now we lost. We're losing. And then Gabe Davis is like, what happened? Right now, my touchdown. Like, it's tough. It's not easy getting everyone involved. But I'm more of that, like how you use them when you use them, right? What's their role? Like Kincaid should be more of a target in the red zone. He has not been. Like, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that, you can utilize Kincaid more, I think. Short passes to get the ball going down the field, like a 3-yard, quick pass to Kincaid, 4 yards. We actually did that a few times. We went away from it.
We always do.
So, yeah.
We use them early and then we stop using them.
Jason, whatever happened to the old-fashioned HB option, making it look like a run, but the RB passes the ball. By the way, Daniel Jones probably will play, they're saying. So
what happened to Daniel Jones?
Neck. He got like a really big hit on him, a sack, and something happened with his neck. Got put out of the game, but they're saying now that he's probably going to play. So Kyle Pitts, yes, but you know what? Kyle Pitts more of a receiver / tight end.
Kyle Pitts didn't have a great year though either.
He didn't, but he's more talent.
He's more talent than production right now.
I agree. I agree.
Really.
Oh man, what else am I missing in the chat? Anything else I'm missing, guys? I'm sorry, man. Usually Mikey does this stuff, and he just don't have control.
Not on Mondays. How about I'll be positive?
Yeah,
I'll be positive. How about AJ Epinesa having the game of his life, only to run out of oxygen in the fourth quarter? Here's where I had the problem with the defense. So let's just talk about the defense for a second. On the defense side of the ball, AJ Epinesa played a ton of snaps because here's what we did. We said, oh, okay, we're gonna get our guys, and then Kendall Vickers was called up instead of Puna Ford because Kendall Vickers was supposed to be able to go inside and outside, and he would help offset. Because Von Miller was, because we had no Shaq and no group, so Kendall Vickers was part of that rotation. Because we knew Vaughn was only going to be on a pitch count. He only played 20 plays, and that 20 plays was up, mid third quarter. And then he put a baseball cap on and sat on the sidelines.
Oh, he was toasted by then, by the way.
Yeah.
Real quick, because Frank's with the question mark. He wants this one answered, so I'm going to answer you, Frank. Do you both think the Bills' Super Bowl aspirations are dead, especially with the crazy rash of injuries against the defense, Mikey?
No, I don't. It's too early in the year. It's too early in the year.
I don't. I agree with Mikey. It is too early in the year. We're going into week 6.
Yep.
But am I concerned? Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit back and be like, no, man, we're the greatest thing. We got.
No, we're not. We have serious concerns now.
Right. So
especially at linebacker.
Linebacker, corner, in my opinion, we lost. By the way, Daquan Jones, we lost major factors. Key contributors to this defense. It wasn't like we lost to Dane Jackson. No offense to Dane Jackson, but Matt Milano, all pro, right? Like that dude's a unbelievable player. Pro Bowl. Trey White, Pro Bowl type corner. Daquan Jones probably would have been a Pro Bowl this year. Like that dude was balling out. Like we lost some big time names, guys that are major contributors. And I don't know how they can replace that. And they can't. I'm going to be real with you. They can't unless they wind up doing this unbelievable trade, which I don't think is going to happen. I hate to say it, but it's going to be boring.
You said trade. Jason comes in and says the BF Network was saying maybe Buffalo trades for the corner from the Broncos. They're talking about Patrick Surtain.
I keep hearing. I know. Keep hearing his name. That's going to be a rumor.
Yeah. And first off, why would the Broncos trade their best defensive player? Who's young and who's young. Number 2, it's going to cost 2 first-round picks for him. Are you willing to give up 2 first-round picks for a rental? Because it's going to cost you $20+ million to re-sign the guy a year that we don't have.
Only way I do that, and we talked about this, is if you sign him. If you give him an extension, you pay him, and you got to figure out how you're going to do that. And I know it could be done. By the way, don't that whole cap thing is real, but in a way, listen, we all know
it can be moved.
Right. Okay. So don't right. So guys, don't get caught up in the cap all the time. Like it could be maneuvered. It could be worked around. Like Bean does it all the time. How many times have you told you that we're negative, we can't do this, we can't do that, and we wind up doing everything he just said we can't? It can be done if an NFL GM wants a player, he's going to get him. Doesn't matter. How he goes about doing it is a different thing, but I would be up for it if they give him an extension. I know this guy's going to be here, long term. And I wouldn't hate it because we don't know how Trey White's going to be when he gets back. We got to be real now, guys. I think Trey White, the one we were seeing in the beginning of this year, was doing a very good job, but he definitely was not the Trey White of old, and that's expected. We know this. Like, now with another injury, what are we going to get with Trey next year? Like, we need to address the corner. If that guy's willing to come here, or if the Denver Broncos are willing to trade him and he's willing to work out a contract deal with us, I'm all up for it. He's young. He's damn good. But once again, Bean doesn't trade. Bean does not trade for players. I would be shocked if Bean makes a trade for a player. I mean, how about this? I'd be shocked if Bean makes a trade for a player that's actually a player that can move the needle. How about that?
Yeah.
Not a Naeem Hines.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Would you give up 2 first-round picks?
No. But that doesn't necessarily mean they want 2 first-round picks.
He's a young superstar.
I get it.
They're gonna
I don't know
want
if I don't know
a
about
package like that.
I don't know about 2 first round picks, Mikey. I don't think so. Trades get done all the time lately, and they're not as outrageous as as we think they would have been initially.
It costs 2 first round picks for Jamal Adams, and he's not even close to the
True,
superstar.
but we can also look around and go, okay, what did this guy get for what did this guy go? There's some superstar players getting moved around for not first round picks. Now, I agree with you. They may want that. Doesn't mean they'll get it. They may get a first and a fifth. You know what I mean?
They won't move him then. I think
don't know.
it'll have to be a package. It'll have to be.
It might be a package deal. We maybe send him Elam. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I can see that. A package deal that equals out to 2 first round picks, because that's really what, like, Christian McCaffrey.
Fair enough.
Christian McCaffrey's deal, like when they did it, they packaged it, came out to like, a first and a second, and that was a guy who it was already being paid, that they were just trying to get off their roster. Jamal Adams.
Okay, but I'll counter that.
For 2 first round picks,
and that's a great example. Christian McCaffrey, for what they gave him, it was a little risky because of his injury history. But what has he done in San Francisco since he's been there? Like, what output has he gave them?
Oh, he revolutionized that offense.
Right.
Okay, let's
I'm just saying, certain guys like that, I think it's worth it to take that gamble and roll the dice instead of rolling the dice on a fucking Dotson.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Roll the dice on something that matters. Go ahead.
The Seahawks traded 2 first round picks for Jamal Adams, and how's that worked out?
Yeah. Listen, I agree. Not every trade is going. That's the whole mystery of a trade. You don't know what you got. Listen, that's just like drafting a player in the first round, right? Trading up for a player, or like you never. It is a risk. It's a gamble. I get it, but at this point, Mikey, I think it's worth the gamble when we're really hurting on some positions. I do like. It's just like. You can't just keep going, man. We're going to roll with the practice squad guys. We're going to roll with the, our third string guy because we think he can do it. We've done this song and dance over and over and over. Bean has to realize eventually he's just going to have to give up something. He's going to have to. That's the name of the game. It's a chance you take. That's part of being a GM. And if it backfires, bro, that's part of being a GM. You're going to get the heat. But if it fucking works out, Mikey, fuck yeah, fucking great trade.
Yeah, just like McCaffrey has for San Francisco. Hell, they spent the 3rd overall pick on a quarterback that they ended up shipping away, and they got extensions because all the other stuff they did worked out. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's I don't think Bean will do it. I don't think he'll do it. I really don't.
Listen,
yeah,
I don't think Bean would trade.
Denver would have to want to trade their best corner.
I agree with that too.
I don't know why they would want to.
Right. Who knows at this point with Denver, though? You never even they're so bad right now.
Yeah,
I have no idea what
Sean
they're
Payton
doing.
May want to just tear it down and build it in his own fashion.
I mean, did you see the game against the Jets? Bro,
yeah,
that to me
Patrick
is the whole rebuild.
Saved him and at least gave him a chance to win at the end by getting that interception.
I know, but it don't matter. I mean, you might have to just blow it all up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've seen teams that are rebuilding get rid of some really key players.
Yeah.
Remember what's his name to the Chargers when he went to the Chargers, Mac.
Mm-hmm.
When they were built, the Raiders, right? When they were rebuilding, and they just blew everything up. Remember this guy?
Yeah.
Get rid of this guy. Get rid of that guy.
Send him to the Bears. They sent back to the Bears. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like,
but they got 2 first round picks for him too.
No, I know, I get it, but I'm just saying there is some superstar. Don't matter though. Khalil Mack is a beast.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you got. Would you rather have a guy, pretty much? I mean, it's a gamble, but so is drafting a guy.
Yeah.
You don't know you don't know technically what you're getting.
You might get
what if you exactly. So what do you got a guy here in Surtain where you're like, I know he's damn good. We got this guy, we have a first round, but we haven't drafted yet, but it could turn out to be Kaiir Elam. Now, this is not a dig on Kaiir, but Kaiir has not worked out yet. Just throwing that out there, guys. It's okay to take that gamble once in a while.
Yeah. Frank comes in and says, what if the Bills traded for outside linebacker Frankie Levu?
I never heard of that guy.
Levu? He's an athletic outside linebacker. Joe Marino talked about him today. He really liked it. He thought he fit good in the scheme.
All right.
Listen. if they felt that he would work, I'm all for it. The problem is I have not seen Brandon Bean make in season trades,
Very rare.
for an impact player.
Right, impact player. Right,
For an
maybe
impact
some cool.
player.
Right.
He does it for
Right.
depth, but not for an impact
Yeah.
player.
Exactly.
And give up any of his real assets.
Yeah.
The only
Let's be
real
real.
asset
Yeah.
he's given up for is Stephon Diggs.
Diggs. That's the only, and that wasn't even in season trade, guys. That was an off season move.
Yep.
And it's super rare, super duper rare that he makes. Now we're in talks all the time, supposedly.
Yeah.
And guys, like I'm not playing the game anymore. If it happens, great. I'll be ecstatic.
I'll be when it happens.
I'll be the first one here breaking the news. But I'm not going to do any more videos of. You're not going to do a video tomorrow going, Patrick Surtain might be a Buffalo Bill. Be on the lookout, guys, because Surtain, and there's talks. Like, no. When it happens, guys, I'll be here shooting that video. But for now, it's all talk. It's all Twitter. I'm not going to believe any outlet unless it's a major one, NFL Network. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, it's one of those things. Why does it seem like so many disappointing former Bills seem to thrive? Maybe it's selective memory. I think it's more selective memory, Frank. There are some that are thriving. Isaiah Hodgins is doing fantastic. Zach Moss is doing
having a good year.
And then those guys were such polarizing players with the Bills recently, and that's why it seems that way.
But not every player. There's players that left here.
Let's go back to the Super Bowl conversation. It's week 6, and we still have one of the league's best offenses. When they're clicking, let's call it what it is. It's when they're clicking.
Yeah, and defenses.
And the defense will. Sean McDermott is a fantastic defensive mind. He will figure out what he has and he'll play to his players' strengths. We still have that defensive line because now Puna's going to get a game day jersey, and Puna's better as a one tech. So I'd like to, we'll see what he does with now that Daquan's out. I imagine it's either going to be Phillips or Settle that's going to get the start. I don't know which one.
Yeah.
But Vaughn's back now. So now once Groot comes back, you might see Groot at a defensive tackle more. Because then you have Floyd, Vaughn, and Groot all on the same field.
Yeah.
McDermott will still play with it. My biggest concern is it's not even the secondary. Because when Benford and Jackson are back there, I think we're fine. It's linebacker. Losing Milano was the heartbreaking piece.
Very, very heartbreaking. I mean, you don't think he helped out Terrell Bernard on the field? You don't think that was a huge help for Bernard's development, guys? Like none of us want to talk about it. None of us want to bring it up. But Bernard's not just having a great year because he's just the man. He was surrounded by really good players that could help him along the way. And right next to him was Matt Milano. And now he doesn't have that. Now he has maybe Dorian Williams, maybe Dotson. I don't know. Neither one of those guys. Klein. Like, I don't trust any of those guys. I'll be honest. Like Dorian Williams, I'll take the roll on over both Klein and Dotson because I just don't like either one of those guys. And I'll be willing to take my gamble on Dorian. But he's going to have his hiccups. He's a rookie. He's going to be out of place at times.
But he plays 1,000 miles an hour, which
and he is going to have to but sometimes it gets caught off too.
Yeah,
out of place. So he's going to have to. Yeah, and if that. Listen, I'll be honest with you too. McDermott better make up his mind who's going to play that spot and do it now and start getting him in practice as the outside linebacker. Now have him work next to Terrell Bernard now. Get them familiar with each other. Don't do this like, I think we're going to play Dotson. Maybe we're going to play this guy. No, man. Pick one, stick with it, and let's hope it works out at this point.
Pick the right one. Dorian Williams, the rookie.
Exactly.
Just like Trigg says, I'll write it out. I'll accept the ups and downs of that rookie next to him.
Yeah.
He has the higher ceiling.
Sorry. Frank, coming in, how do you feel about the O-line concerning they haven't fully gelled yet and have 2 new starters? I'm very pleased with the O-line. Do you agree? Go ahead, Mikey.
I am pleased with the O-line. I thought they got bullied a little bit yesterday, especially our tackles.
Yeah.
But overall, I am very pleased with our O-line and how it's come. And I think it's only going to get better and better. McGovern's looked really good, and Torrance is a man-child.
Yeah, I listen. So Torrance had a little rough game yesterday. He had some penalties. I think he had back-to-back penalties.
Yeah, and he struggled in pass protection a little bit.
Yeah, got called for his first
but
holding, I believe, a season that I could
Yeah, he had
recall.
back-to-back holdings.
Yeah. One of them, I don't know. I got to say was a little.
Yeah,
the referees were a little
weren't very good yesterday.
that Jordan Poyer hit. Come on, man. But I think our O-line. We talked about this.
The pick? They called the offensive pass interference. We ended up scoring, but it was a phantom on. Kincaid.
Oh, that was bullshit. That was bullshit too. But as far as the O-line, we talked about this. I love what Bean finally did with the O-line. We he went young. He drafted early with Osiris. He got good depth because you never know. Look how this season's going with injuries, right? Luckily, offensive line's been good. Knock on wood again.
Yeah.
But no, I think they are gelling. I think they're starting to find their rhythm. Even Spencer Brown, for as much as people don't like him, is starting to play pretty good now. He didn't look too great on Sunday, but I didn't think he played terrible either. But no, I like what they're doing with the offensive line. I still think they need to address the right tackle position in the offseason right now. I'm good with it. They can work with it. But I think once you get in a good right tackle, this offensive line is going to be really, really good, in my opinion. I think then you will have a really core set of guys there.
Frank, this is actually a good take. I think the biggest draft problems with the Bills, other than the lifts, is that their higher picks, develop a little bit slow. Every player develops at a different rate, and I think it's the positions that they draft high is where you see the slower development. But they normally end up coming around. You saw it with Oliver. You saw flashes all the time. I mean, Rousseau is one of the few that popped right from the very beginning. And he's still getting better and better. He's still getting better and better. I really think we missed him yesterday. I really do.
We did. And I really hope, Mikey, they're really being kind of quiet on the whole.
Day-to-day on him.
Yeah.
He stays day-to-day.
Yeah, that's you guys don't understand. He's a playmaker, man. Like, he's only getting better. I told you guys that last season. I told you when he was drafted, this dude has a high ceiling, man. And he's proved it since day one. Kind of like Osiris Torrance. I told you guys he had a huge ceiling and that he would earn his job. I didn't know that about Groot. I thought Groot would take at least a year to get on the field right away. And boy, he proved everyone wrong. But so missing him, was huge, guys.
Because he doesn't always rack up high numbers of stats, but he causes so much havoc back there that he helps others get make plays. So yeah, it's just one of those things. We missed him. It'll be interesting to see what Poona Ford looks like. As the one tech. I'm excited to see him. Yeah. I pray that both of these surgeries don't put them out for the whole season and they can come back later for the playoff run. That would be fantastic. Because I think, listen, we may not be seed 1. We may not get 1 seed. We're going to lose them. We have a really tough schedule. We have a really good team. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to get in the playoffs. And I think once you get into the dance, you have a chance, and that's what you need.
No doubt. Frank, coming in, these players seem to peak in their contract years. Yeah, of course. Listen, there's AJ Epinesa. Let's be real. Like, he understands what this year is all about, especially for him, right? And I'm not saying he's being selfish or it's all about him, but he knows if he plays good, he's going to get paid. Probably not going to be the Bills, okay, guys? Mm-hmm. But, yes, of course, every player on a contract year is trying to show their worth and highlight themselves to the rest of the NFL and GMs around the league, of course. And great, good. I want Epinesa to continue this all the way through the season. I want to see even more from AJ Epinesa. Go ahead, give us everything that you got. But he's just not going to get re-signed here is all. No. You know what I mean? But I love what he's doing.
Go get us a comp pick. Go get us a comp pick. Go sign a big enough contract that'll help us get a comp pick. Thank you very much. Yep. It's just one of those things. And we have heard, Triggs is right. We have heard about Epinesa in training camps. We just haven't seen in the game. Sean McDermott said it in his press conference. confidence is a hell of a drug. And he's playing with a lot. When you're playing with a lot of confidence, you're the best of you comes out. And you see that with guys. And I think right now, AJ has his confidence at the all-time high. I think Kyrie's confidence is the all-time low right now.
I was just about to say that, Mikey. He took the words out of my mouth. I was just about to say, it's funny that you mentioned that because the opposite right now is happening with Kyrie. And you kind of saw that.
He's thinking about everything. He's a step low,
And you
got to go out there and play.
Can't play like that. But I understand in a way too, though. Like I said, he hasn't seen the field. It's a big moment. You're overseas. You're jet lag. There's a lot that went on there for Kyrie to get his first start of the season, right? So that's why I'm kind of giving him the benefit of the doubt. We'll see what he does this weekend, but yeah, man, his confidence has to be shot a little bit. And that's why I was hoping, Mikey, that he would have made a big play in the game, interception or a big hit, anything, right? To just be like, hey,
get some confidence.
This is me. This is me. Remember me? And it just never happened, right? And that's why I was like,
locking them up on their best receiver. I don't think was the smartest move either.
Dorsey versus Table. Which one?
Oh.
You're talking about a fist fight.
You know what?
Talking about
then I'm going with Jason's comment. I'm most confident when I'm drinking. I'll make that answer when I'm drunk.
Honestly, my real opinion, I'll say Dorsey only because I'm a U guy and I like him. But I couldn't stand either one of their play calls. So it's like, but Dorsey's only 1 year and 5 games in. Dable was here a long ass time, and I had to deal with it year after year after year after year. So I would. That's the only reason I would go Dorsey.
I'll take Dable, for one reason.
That's fair enough.
Only. Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's trust with Dable, I think, is his confidence in Dable seems to be at a higher rate. However, I do like the difference in our offense this year from the Dable years, with Josh running less and not taking those big giant hits and things like that. So, it's one of those things.
You want to answer that?
No, I don't think our offense coordinator is the biggest problem. I think it's the inconsistency of our secondary playmakers. Listen, guys, we can say all these things that we didn't like about Dorsey yesterday. Dorsey put us in positions to get first downs yesterday, and the guys didn't execute. Drops killed us. You know,
big drops and big moments to move the chains. I mean,
if your guys aren't catching the ball, Cook dropped that first one. Dawson Knox dropped a third down. Davis dropped a big second down. That kills you. It kills drives. It's the end of it. We punt it away.
Kincaid has a concussion, of course. Like it continues on.
I don't think he has a concussion. I think he's in concussion protocol
I'm sorry. I apologize. Concussion protocol.
Yeah, he was cleared yesterday to continue playing. Right. He had some symptoms coming home.
By the way, I remember the hit too on that.
Yeah.
He looked out of it, by the way. I'm surprised they let him back in.
And then coming home, which doesn't surprise me being in an aircraft, coming home had some symptoms. So they put
we'll see how that works. And Knox is dealing with a thumb injury or something like that.
He's been dealing with He's been dealing with a finger injury for like 3 weeks.
Wrist injury. Okay, I thought it was a thumb or something.
Okay. Yeah, been dealing with a hand injury for a while.
Here's Joey. You want to go ahead and read that one?
There are bigger problems in Buffalo. Nonstop injuries all the time because we take bullshit players on cheap deals. I've been hurt, and now we're down to the practice squad and rookie guys to replace them. Listen, no, we're not. The only position that we truly are in trouble is linebacker. Daquan got hurt. We're able to backfill with Poona Ford. Poona Ford is a fantastic player. With Trey White got hurt, we were able to backfill him with Dane Jackson. Dane Jackson's a solid player. Milano getting hurt. Linebackers always been thin for us. So we've had the depth. When Jordan Poyer went down, we were able to backfill him with Taylor Rapp. So really we didn't have him in the game yesterday because it was a numbers thing and they were inactive. Like I would have much rather seen Poona Ford when Daquan went down right away and there rather than Kendall Vickers.
Yeah. I gotta disagree with you, Joey. I know you're upset. And by the way, Joey, I know you very well. We talk, we talked for many years now. But I disagree here. First of all, it's not a first-time head coach. This is year 7, so you can't call him a first time. You know what I mean? Like he's a veteran head coach at this point.
Mhm.
And Dorsey is his second year, so it's not his first year calling plays. McDermott, for me, has done a very good job this season.
I think
And
this
I'm not
has
going
been
to.
one of his best coaching jobs since
Yeah,
he's been
I'm
here.
not going to knock what McDermott is doing this season, but I still am on the record. I'm saying, depending on how this year goes and finishes, this is probably be my last year as far as supporting him as remaining head coach here, because the simple fact that he's a defensive minded head coach. And I just feel like the league is transitioning more to offensive minded head coaches. And the problem we're having on offense through the years, and I think kind of bounces back to McDermott, because if McDermott was an offensive minded head coach, he would know how to correct this or fix this. And it's just not his world. And I feel like he knows how to fix the defense, and we're seeing it this year. And it was smart. And I feel like he should have gotten rid of Frazier the year before, after the 2021 mess up. And maybe 2022 might have been a little different in the playoffs. But offensively, I think that's where McDermott's just like, I just feel like he's lost in space when it comes to the offense. I think he knows what he wants to see, but he just doesn't know how to go in there and go, yo, Dorsey, bro, like, can we stop the shotgun draws? Like, I'm not an offensive guy, Dorsey, but I'm telling you, it's not working. I'm watching it. Statistics will tell you that our boy Josh Allen's better under center. Play action passes are better under center. Running's better under center. Can we switch that up? But he's not going to do it because that's not his thing. It's not what he does. It's not an offensive.
Well,
I don't think he has
to
Someone does, but I don't think it's going to be him, because I just don't think that's not his space. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of where, now, if we had a really good OC, then maybe he wouldn't have to go there, and we could go through, I would feel more comfortable with McDermott, because now we have a really good OC in place. He's doing the right job. But the problem is, once again, guys, where's this magical OC sitting at right now? Where is he at? And like, where can we find this magic? Now, can one be available in the offseason? Of course, there's OCs available. But right now, I'm just saying, they don't come often. Like, where you're going to go, dude, I really want this guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it doesn't come a lot.
No, you also have to remember that they're not going to just bring a new OC in that's going to run a new system that Josh doesn't have to learn.
I agree with that too.
So
yeah.
I want to hit on Joey's second piece. He's talking about Stephon Diggs. He said Stephon was dead. I understand why Stephon Diggs was pissed this offseason. We were all pissed this offseason. Yesterday's Stephon Diggs slamming the tablet was after he broke the tablet. Ask Tom Brady how much that cost. He broke the tablet after that 50-50 ball that he missed out on. I think he was pissed off about that. Now, I don't know that's what he was pissed off about. But
yeah, who knows?
That 50-50 ball that he missed that got picked off.
I don't think it was
the wide or the cornerback wasn't even looking at the ball. Like, he went up to get the ball and he let the cornerback take it from him. I think he's pissed off about that personally. And he went back and looked at the tablet, saw that the guy just took it from him, and it pissed him off. Yes, it's always Tommy's fault. It's always Tommy's fault.
So I don't know what he was mad about. Now, I know the camera sure did catch him, and they do that on purpose. Let's be real, because they love it, right? They didn't have to show him smashing the tablet, but they do. Because trust me when I tell you, there's probably many players that do that they put the cameras on. That's one. Two, I agree in a sense. Stephon Diggs' frustration in the offseason was all to do with the coaching staff. Like, it had nothing to do with Josh Allen. It had to do with what these Bills are going to be, how they're going to be different in 2023. And he just wanted to know. And he was frustrated with, the coaching. He was frustrated. The same old. So I understand when he gets frustrated when things aren't going right. And I get that we're all going to see it and go, uh-oh, because, of the whole offseason. But I think this offense and at least with Diggs this year, is going right. Like Diggs is getting involved. Diggs is having a very good season.
The
Like,
offense is having a good
Diggs
year.
can't. Yeah, Gabe is actually doing like. So I'm just saying, I don't know if it's necessarily his frustrations. Like he's so mad about the the offensive coordinator. He's mad at Dorsey or anything, but I think sometimes maybe he feels like Josh can make better decision, maybe, you know what I mean, or call a different play or go a different way. But I don't think that's him frustrated at Josh. I think it's just frustrated maybe at the play or frustrated at himself for not getting open when Josh was scrambling, or we don't know. That's what I'm saying. So,
frustrated with here's the thing,
right?
He came out and spoke after the game yesterday. If Diggs was really pissed, he wouldn't have spoke after the game. We saw it last year.
Sure did. Yep,
he shuts it down. If he's really that mad, he can't go out and have a conversation about what they did if he's that mad. Like that's what I said. That's why I think when he was slamming the thing, it had to do with something he did, and it pissed him off. Because he didn't go near anybody, he slammed it and walked away. He wasn't like talking to anybody.
He was fine
by himself. So I don't look too much into that.
I think that 50-50 ball, was a good play on. I think that was a good play on the DB back there.
It was a great play by that.
You're not gonna win every 50-50 ball, and he's not the biggest receiver either. I think if that was like Davis, for instance, I think Davis comes down with that because Davis is a bigger receiver.
8 out of 10 times. He comes
down.
No,
I'm just saying. I just think Davis would have, because at a high point, I'm saying, I think Davis would have had a high point catch on that over Diggs. I'm just saying, like a bigger receiver. But I agree with you. Most of the time, he does come down with those. But
Justin, I want no part of tosses. Did you not see the toss that happened yesterday?
Oh, it was bad.
It was so bad. It was so bad. And the 50-50 ball, they were saying, oh, Josh Allen under, if he was an MVP candidate, he would have made that. That dude threw that ball over 70 yards, and it was a hair underthrown, but it was a 50-50 ball that Stephon Diggs normally catches.
There was one pass, I think Josh made a mistake. It was a good pass.
The 50-yard ball from his end zone?
Yeah, I think it was
Josh talked about
high and underthrown a little bit. I think if he puts that under it. Yeah, if he didn't put the air under it as much like that, that was a catch and touchdown in my opinion.
Yep. Do you know who? But those are two.
And we failed drive too, by the way.
Yeah.
Stop that drive failed.
Well, yeah, that drive failed because Davis.
No, I'm just saying
the second down pass.
I get it, but I'm just saying that Josh. Now, by the way, you're not going to get that. Quarterbacks make mistakes. They're not throwing perfect balls every time. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like if he hit him in stride there, he's gone.
It would have been a touchdown. But Patrick Mahomes has done that hundreds of times to Tyreek Hill. He just throws that pop-up ball. Let's Tyreek catch it. The difference is Tyreek is so fast, he usually makes plays after he catches it. He caught it like a punt and then went down. It was still almost a 60-yard bomb.
Also the throw to for the 2-point conversion to Shakir. He looked wide open. I think Josh kind of softballed it almost in a way instead of getting him there quicker. Because I think he thought he was wide, and he looked wide open. Even the announcers were about to call a touchdown. It seemed like he's like, "Oh, why?" And then, "Whoa!"
Give some credit to that Jags defense. 100%.
They closed quick. But if he gets the ball out quick, I think he gets in. I really do believe that. I think the ball hung.
We're talking about 3 plays out of 40 throws.
No, I get it. I'm just throwing. But they're also, but to be fair, they're also plays that could have had points. That was 2 points left off, and it was 7 points left off for the touchdown. I'm just saying, like, he connects with Diggs on a better pass, it's probably a touchdown, right? We scored 0 on that drive. He connects to Shakir on a quicker pass, that's 2 instead of 6. That's 8 instead of 6, I mean. So I'm just saying, like, believe it or not, that's 9 points right there that we could have had that was missed opportunities. Yeah. And I understand, like, you're not going to be perfect. This is no quarterback is, like, very rare. Like, but I'm just saying those were some key misses by Allen.
Okay, we can agree to disagree on that.
Well, I'm just saying that the one that Diggs, he could have thrown better. He knows that.
It was he said he talked about it in the post. He said he didn't want to overthrow him.
I get it.
So
he just wanted to get it there.
He wanted to get he wanted to get out because we were pinned deep. He wanted to get it out of our own end zone.
Right. But go back to the Gabe Davis play against Pittsburgh. Same kind of play. You're in the end zone. You're deep. He threw it right. I mean, he threw it in motion. He threw it. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows he could get it there without having. I get what he's saying, but he also knows that he's done that pass prior. You know what I mean? I'm just saying you catch him in rhythm, catch him like there is no jump waiting for the ball to get there, jumping up and then getting tackled. Like he could have got him in stride, is what I'm saying. He just made a mistake. That's all. It's okay. I'm not killing the guy for it. I'm just saying.
And I disagree.
Believe it or not, games like that, though, close games like that, you look back and go, damn, if only. You know what I mean? If only he gets to Shakir earlier, a quicker pass on that, right? If only he gets Diggs in stride.
If we only didn't run freaking shotgun draws.
Right. If only we got there on Tuesday instead of.
I do disagree with Spin on this one. He says the one knock on Allen is he never hits wide receivers in stride past 20 yards.
That's not true.
I don't.
I just told you about one out of the end zone last year. Yeah. He hits. Matter of fact, he hit a few this year already. I can't remember. I know he did the one to in the Dolphins game to Davis on that fake screen pass. Got him right in stride, going right to the end zone. Perfect. Wasn't on. It was a dime. I think he hit Diggs a few times.
He did
in stride.
Yeah.
So that's not always true.
Yeah. In all fairness, Bills erased Jags points with those strip sacks. Yeah.
100%. Man,
but you know what? We talked a lot about the offense's struggles. The defense had some struggles themselves. They could not get
100%.
off the field on third down. At all,
100%. That third down,
all game long.
Yeah, that
especially
in big moments too. The play at the end to God, what's his name? Ridley. That third down. I think it was a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. He hit him in the corner. About 30-yard pass. That was it. You know what I mean? Like man, if we get him off the field there, we're down 5. We have the ball. We can go. We can get
all day long. They had like a 17-play, 93-yard drive, and it was 17 plays because we got them to 3rd and long multiple times, and we gave it up over and over and over. Frank, I've been really pleased with Josh.
Oh my God, I forgot.
Maturation as a processor this year too. Triggs, I was so mad.
I think that was
Tommy stopped texting me. Tommy seriously stopped texting me about that time.
Dude, I couldn't believe that. Like, I went off on him post game, Mikey, because of that. Bro, you choose not to run it most of the game. Pretty much. You avoid the run the whole fucking game, pretty much. We're driving with time ticking out. Time is not our friend right now. And you choose to fucking shotgun run it when it hasn't worked at any point of the game. And you're just killing the clock some more. Like, a waste of a down, a waste of a play, a waste of time. What are you doing? That's what I mean about McDermott going. Like, if I'm McDermott, I'm looking up. Yo, what the fuck? What is that shit? Right? What? Are you all right, bro? Like, I mean, what the fuck? But it's unbelievable. It drove me nuts, man. We scored, but once again, it took about. And mind you, that took another 30 seconds, 40 seconds off the play clock, something like off the clock. We had the ball last with 20-something seconds. Add that time in that we lost that stupid ass fucking dumb play. By the way, the refs too blew it. Add that time if they didn't fuck us on that either. The illegal whatever. We had at least almost a minute.
Yeah.
And it would have been serviceable. Then I would have said, at least we had that. But nope. By the way, too, I got to say this too. That game started bad with the timeout with McDermott on his special teams thing.
Yeah.
When they went to punt and we called a timeout.
Yep.
Right there, I think I knew.
And they panned over
things weren't going to go right.
Yeah, and they panned over McDermott, and he was,
pissed at the special teams.
Special teams coach, he was in his ass.
Yeah, but but you see right there, it's like I don't know if that's jet lag because how often is that where it's like, is it a pun? I don't. I think everybody was just off, man. Off. I dropped a lot of F-bombs on Sunday, and I don't know if I'm doing it tonight, and I apologize. But it is late night. I think I'm allowed to get away with a little bit more F-bombs. Just saying.
You know, Frank, this is how do you think McD manufactures defensive pressure and tries to short the run up going forward? I think they insert Puna forward and they continue doing what they've been doing. We're gonna get Groot back. We're gonna get Shaq Lawson back. We're gonna get Ben Ferd back. You know, we're gonna have a lot of those guys. Where we really are gonna hurt is the Milano replacement, whoever that's gonna be. But I'm confident that McDermott's gonna be able to scheme around that.
Yeah, I don't think Dorsey's an idiot.
I don't think so either.
He's not. He's actually a really, really smart guy. Justin, to be fair, and I know, I'm sure, I don't know how long you've been watching this team play, but Dorsey is a big reason for Josh Allen's success. Whether you want to admit it or you don't, he really is. He came in here as quarterback coach in 2019, and that's when Josh Allen started to get better as a quarterback. Go back to Ken Dorsey's days in Carolina. He really helped out Cam Newton. Matter of fact, he got him to an MVP that year. They went to the Super Bowl. Cam has been on the record saying that he's one of the smartest dudes he ever has been around. Mm-hmm. So he's not an idiot. He's just because he just may not be a great play caller. Exactly. It may not be his forte. He may have taken on something that maybe he's not good at. I think it's still early to say that.
I don't want to say he's not good at it because I've seen him be in his bag and do.
I don't know if he's as creative as other OCs. How about that?
Yeah.
As of right now, early in his career as an OC,
I can be on that.
I don't see that side of him yet where I'm looking around the league, Mikey, and I'm seeing the Lions have fun on offense. I'm seeing Falcons have fun on offense. I'm seeing other teams.
The Falcons are horrible.
And their Falcons are horrible, but they're doing creative stuff, having a little fun. I'm not saying you have to have a bag of tricks all the time, every game, but you got to throw something different out there here and there. I haven't seen it. I really haven't. And
not since he's been the OC.
Not since he's been here as OC. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if he's afraid to do it or he just doesn't want to do it or he just doesn't have the ability to do it. But I really feel like, and I'll say it again, if depending on how this year goes, if he doesn't tighten up and this offense doesn't get on track, meaning, every drive is a fucking mission to score a touchdown, I cannot have him as OC moving forward after the season. I can't do it. I can't go on with an offense that's struggling again. You know what I mean? Trying to find their identity in year 3. Yeah, I'm just saying if Dorsey stays, you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. And
I don't know how long like the players can last. Like Diggs is going to go, yo, right? Like, didn't we have this conversation in 2022 offseason? Like 2023 offseason? Like, we don't want that.
Here's the thing. At the end of the day, he doesn't have to be perfect. We can't go through long spells like we did yesterday. You can't have multiple drives that stall out in a row without getting something. Our offense is too talented for that. At the end of the day, that's what it is. If we don't do something on one drive or another drive, that's fine. But also, some of this comes back to the freaking players. Execute. Catch the damn ball.
I agree with that as well. And that can make the coordinator look bad as well because we're going, I get that as well. Like, players also need to execute. It's called execution. Yeah. Stop dropping passes. Stop. I seen I forget who it was in Sunday's game, but like 2 players like almost hit each other on a route, like not running the right. Yeah. Yes, it's like guys, like there's no way you were supposed to be there.
It was Diggs and Knox.
Yes, it was Diggs and Knox, right? So it's like, bro, Knox, you've been here. Diggs, you've been like, who made a mistake there? They're not going to say it, but
I'm guessing it's Knox.
Probably because Diggs is a great route runner. But either way, it's like I've seen that multiple times this year where guys are out of. I saw it with Dalton Kincaid on a touchdown earlier in the season. I forget who it was, where he kind of got jammed up, and it was. I think remember we mentioned it. Who was going to go to Kincaid or Diggs? Like they were kind of crossing paths too. Like that was no way that was the right route.
You've seen that a lot during the Daboll years. You don't see it as much under Dorsey.
Yeah.
But I have noticed it a few times this year where you have 2 guys in the same area. I'm like, why? And they're within like 4 yards of each other. Like all you're doing is bringing more players into that, in that
exactly.
area.
Exactly. And then the so let's talk the good Dorsey. So the things I like, and Mikey mentioned this earlier in the show, running the ball a little bit more this year compared to Dable, running less Josh Allen scripted runs, right? Design runs. I love that. I absolutely love that. You know, he's had some good games where he's called really good games. I thought he called a really good game against the Dolphins. I thought he called a really good game week 2 against the Raiders. I thought week 3 was so-so. Week 1 was a disaster. And I thought week 5 against Jaguars, I didn't think it was a disaster, but I thought it was bad. I just here's another thing that he does too. The in-game adjustments, he's on the same page as Dable. They stick with their script. They're scared they go away from things that are working too often. And that's the thing that he needs to learn. But there, like I said, there is some good things that Dorsey has done as OC. He's just not consistent, guys. It's week after week. We don't know what we're getting.
And sometimes the guys don't help him.
And sometimes the guys don't help him. Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't know if this, and the other thing too, is I don't know if this offense has an identity. And it doesn't be, and it shouldn't be
Josh Allen. Josh Allen is the identity.
And it shouldn't, like, that should not be the case. Most of these guys been here a while. Like, how do you, I remember when our defense, remember when we didn't have identity in 2022 season in the beginning, like when we were struggling on defense a little bit, and I'm like, or I was like, I think 2021.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it's the same play. How do you lose your identity when this team's been the same group of guys? So I hate that, man. And I really do, because there's no excuse. Dorsey's been here as a quarterback coach for a long time. McDermott's been here a long time. Like, Josh Allen's been here since 2018. Diggs been here since 20. Like, how are you not having identity?
Spen's right. Our identity's been this year 12 personnel, but we went away from it.
We certainly did go away from it. In week 5 against the Jags. I don't know why.
Here's the positive, Tommy. I'm gonna flip this positive.
Yeah, go for it.
We're going into week 6, guys. There's a long season left. We're 3-2. You know, we're still in the thick of things. We've had some bad injuries and some bad luck. We haven't been consistent. Listen, I don't want us playing our best ball right now anyways. I want us playing our best ball at the end of the year. So
I agree.
You know
and that's where we've been like, if history repeats itself, guys, and I'm glad Mikey brought that up, we'll be okay, because go back the last 3 seasons, we've all like I really wish I could go back in time, Mikey, and kind of like edit these clips in of podcasts that we did during the loss, like early season losses, where the chat was like, oh my God, fucking season, and we're at 3rd place, and right, and then all of a sudden, you know, we're 1st place in the East or heading to the playoffs. Like, this is just, you know, this is how it works. It's sports. I get it, you know,
up and down.
But the Buffalo Bills have shown and proven that they can finish strong in a season. And so I'm not too concerned
yet
on that. Right. But like I said, I am concerned with the injuries piling up, and there's, you know, I can't lie about that. But we have the Giants coming up, a game we should win at home. You know, players should be rested by then. They're back at home. You know, our schedule gets tough towards the end. I mean, we have some decent matchups here that we should, you know, we should take care of.
Before you get into that, Spence says
go ahead.
Only thing with
Bills
these losses, the only thing with these losses is it always ends up costing us the 1 seed. You're right, it does. Every year we have these little losses in the middle of the season.
That is true.
Hiccups, and ends up costing us the 1 seed. You're 100%.
100%. Whitetown King, that Milano injury might be a lot to overcome. I agree with that. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like, I have my concerns 100%. Like, you cannot replace a guy like that. You just can't. We get it. But someone's going to have to step up. Okay. And that's it.
I'm going to give you the positive. I'm going to give you a positive to that.
Yeah.
He went down early yesterday, and our defense still kept us in the game.
Exactly. And by the way, Milano's
linebackers.
And Milano's been hurt in the past and missed games. I believe he broke his leg before. I think it was
hurt his shoulder. He's out of
second season when he broke his ankle or leg
Yeah.
on a goal line stance.
Yep.
And we did okay. We've had key players go down, and we've been all right. Okay.
It just hurts.
It really does hurt. But that's the job of McDermott, to rally his troops, to call plays that fit this defense. Now the guys on the field, you know what I mean? Work around what you got. And I believe in McDermott. And I believe he'll do that. I think he did that. He did a fine job when those guys. By the way, Milano and Daquan went out early, first quarter.
Yeah,
and they stayed strong. That defense stayed strong the whole time. So we'll see moving forward. But I'm not super duper concerned. But it is concerning. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna totally not say everything's great.
Yeah, my biggest concern is they're gonna be able to scheme for it now, where they don't.
That's
really
what I mean. Scheme for it.
They'll have time to scheme for it, but we don't know who it's gonna be. We don't know if it's gonna be Dorian. We don't know if it's gonna be Dotson. We don't know. If
that's my issue.
Get somebody,
right?
You know, that's also a positive. Or maybe they do some kind of combo. It's hard to scheme for when you have two different skill sets. And Dotson and Dorian Williams have two very different skill sets.
They do, but I also don't like that in the fact that
I know,
that's fine. That Bernard's out there working with two different guys every other week, or who knows, like I would like a guy that's in there. You get comfortable with your guy next to you, him,
Two tricks, yeah. We know Daquan's having surgery, and he's going to be out indefinitely. There's a good chance that he'll make it back for the end of the year. Milano, we won't know until they go in to look, and very much like the Von Miller situation. If it's stable, they'll just fix the fracture. They'll heal him up, and he'll be back at the end of the year. If they have to go in and his knee's not stable, then they'll have to do the ACL. And
exactly, that's why I'm not right. That's why I don't jump the gun.
Yep.
Just yet, thinking, oh man, maybe he can.
I pray that we dodge the bullet of
he
can come back at the end of the year.
Exactly. Spin. Me and Mikey are agreeants with that. I would say roll with Dorian as well. He's a younger,
higher
younger
ceiling
player, higher ceiling. I totally
more
agree.
athletic. Goes 100. Listen, he plays at 1,000 miles an hour at all times, and that causes him to miss some tackles. It causes them to be in the wrong spot sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll take the effort over a guy who's been here for 5 years and just doesn't.
It's super limited.
Yeah,
super
it's limited. I'll take the other one. Go with
you
the.
You want to do your
good, bad, and ugly?
Yeah, because we're hour and a half in. You want to do it?
Yeah, sure.
You got it. All right, guys, we're gonna do Mikey's segment now. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
The good. The bad. The ugly.
he missed 2 tackles, Ben, but they were just in bad spots, and that's why Dotson came in. Slow him down a little bit, get him under control. I think he'll be okay. I'm going to start with the ugly, and I'm going to go backwards this time. The ugly.
Wow. Okay, let's do it.
Penalties, kill drives, extended drives, offense and defense, both sides. Penalties killed us. We've been super clean for the most of this year. Yesterday, we were not. Mm-hmm. We shot ourselves in the foot over and over and over yesterday. Injuries, Daquan, Milano, we skated by with the Tron Johnson one. Oh my God. Thank God he was okay.
It looked bad, bro.
Yeah,
watching that live, I said, I forgot.
ACL.
Curtis messaged me. I'm like, bro, this is. I think even me and you were like, just end the game. Let's just call it.
I'm like, forfeit and get everyone home healthy. I'm so done seeing these guys go down.
Get Vaughn out there. Get Allen out of there. Like, just get out of there, man. It's not at this point. Go home. Like, it's not. We're not playing on this shit ass field anymore.
Yeah. But those were my 2 really uglies, were penalties and injuries. My bads on offense, run game. We talked about it. Was atrocious. Third down conversions, atrocious.
Yep.
Untimely drops, can't have it, which led to those atrocious third down conversions. On the defense, our third down defense was horrible. We talked about that at length. Elam was bad. He wasn't ugly. He was just bad.
I agree with
And
that. I'll
honestly,
agree with
Dane Jackson wasn't that far behind him.
No, he was bad too. He was bad
You
too.
know?
You got to throw him right in there if
Yeah.
you're gonna throw
Yeah.
Kyer.
And then the blitzing, it just wasn't working, and McDermott just
Nope.
kept doing it. Just kept on. I didn't like it.
Yep. It was not working.
Then from a coaching standpoint, Dorsey game plan sucked. Shotgun draws suck. Player usage sucked, and he's back
In-game
to that.
adjustments.
Yep, he's back to that
Suck.
roller coaster. So that was my bads. Now my goods. There are a few goods.
Oh yeah.
On offense, there wasn't much good. Diggs and Allen were about as good as you're going to get on offense.
Yep, I agree. Well,
Oh.
I think Davis had a decent game, 200 yards. I know the drop was bad, but
I did
he had-
put him in
he
the
had a
good
good- he
because
had a-
of the bad drop.
he had the touchdown as well. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I think he deserves, because those are good numbers. I
You
thought
want
he
to get
played.
them? That's fine. I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm okay with
I mean, you can't, if you look at the stat line, I know he had the drop, but if you look at his stats without looking at the drop, you're gonna go, okay, that guy,
Okay.
pretty,
If
it's
you-
not
if-
bad.
If you want,
I'm just saying, for your number 2, that's not bad. 100. I mean, some
Yeah.
number ones, some teams don't even get that from
Yeah.
their ones.
100 and touchdown.
Okay.
That's fine. I can go with that.
Okay.
I didn't put him in the good because of the bad. That was really
I get it.
untimely bad drop.
I understand.
Defense, Epinesa, man. I tip my cap to you, brother. You played your ass off.
Dude. Bad
He
as
was
passes,
all
man.
Sack
He
fumbles.
is learning. It's like almost like he listened to us when I was like, get your hands up. Right? Start batting those passes, man.
Allen says he's been doing it for years. He just never did it in games.
Bro, do it.
Right?
Like, I love it, man.
Yeah. Timely turnovers were good. Holy shit, did we keep them off the board because of some timely turnovers? Two sack fumbles by Lawrence, on Lawrence. Those were great. Special teams, Bass is just money. He only got 2 chances, but the dude's always good. And I thought our coverage units played pretty well for as much as we punted. The punting wasn't great by Martin, but I thought our coverage units were really good.
Yeah, it was. I think he had like one good punt out there, but other than that, yeah, not the best day.
But the coverage units kept, made it better. Like there wasn't a bunch of big returns. I thought
no.
That was our coverage unit's best game so far this year.
I also thought I'm sorry, quick, because you didn't add this in to the bad. I think you can add Hardy in on the special teams return, which he muffed.
That one. Oh, yes.
Terrible time. He should have just let that go in the end zone.
It made us go 90 yards, 95 yards in 20 seconds.
Yeah, like, dude, gotta be smart.
At that point, just let it go in the end zone.
Right. I don't know what he's doing. He also had a punt return. He did the same thing where he could have possibly let it go, and he fielded it at like the 5. Like, it's like,
and that was the one that was backed up when Josh threw that bomb to Diggs.
Yeah, like I don't know what he's like thinking. Like he's better, bro. He's an all-pro punt returner. Like I don't know what he's doing there.
There's only one good. That's Epinesa. I thought Allen played well. I did. I went back and watched it. A lot of people aren't fab because he had the one underthrow. But other than that, he played pretty well. Allen played pretty well. Played under control, made the right decisions throwing the ball. I was expecting to go back and watch him and see that other guys were open, but they weren't. He actually made the right reads all game long. And then my last one, coaching. I really enjoyed McDermott's, cat and mouse game on defense. Although the guys didn't execute and get off the field, he did a really good job with the injuries of getting guys to give us at least a chance, to give the guys a chance to succeed. Although we didn't execute, and I wish he'd play something in the soft ass zone. What?
Capital letters here.
Who? Allen? Go back and watch the game again. Allen played really well.
I think Allen played good as well. I don't think he played great, but I definitely
Allen
think he played good.
3 passes.
His numbers, he had a good completion percentage. He had, like I said,
Epinesa.
Earlier. Oh, okay.
Oh, Epinesa. No, Epinesa played with his hair on fire.
He played great.
That was the best I've ever seen Epinesa play.
Yeah, he was lights out.
I think you heard wrong. Who played well was Josh Allen. No, Epinesa was a man possessed.
No, he was the star of the game for the Buffalo Bills yesterday, and there's no doubt about it. So much that he needed like oxygen. He was doing so much that he couldn't breathe anymore.
And because Vaughn hit his limit so quickly, we didn't. And Kendall Vickers had to play more defensive tackle because we lost Daquan. Like we didn't rotate as much. He was in there a ton.
By the way, Kingsley got hurt as well.
Yeah, Kingsley was in and out of the game all game long too.
And he's going to be probably day-to-day because who knows? I don't know what happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, too, I want to say this too for any Jaguar fans watching this, and because I got the whole. By the way, there was Jag fans on. They were pretty much respectful. I'll give them that post game. But it went both ways on the field. We just had the more significant, bigger injuries, but they had guys going down too because of that turf. I'm telling you right now, Zay Jones went out. I believe they lost their offense. One of their offensive linemen went out. Like it was bad. Like, and I'm just saying, like, we're not blaming this game. You guys, the Jaguars won fair and square. But it's okay for us to point out some things that were messed up about that game. Like us, the Jaguars being there 2 weeks. I thought that, that because I'm telling you now, no matter what team, if the Jaguars were, if it was the opposite, the way around, if the shoe was flipped on the other, I think that they would have also been like, damn, what the fuck is this about? Like, our players were tired. I think it's an okay thing to say. But it's not the reason why we lost. I'm just saying it didn't help. It didn't help us at all getting there super late.
No.
And having a team already there, used to the time change, used to everything. And the field, I think that was a negative for both sides. Both sides got hurt. Players got hurt because of that.
We just had a large, and really it wasn't even the turf that caused Milano's. He got rolled up on.
No, that
and Daquan was making a tackle. So,
Yeah, I agree. I'm not saying the turf, and I told that. I think I said that today in a video I made. I'm like, listen, there's going to be injuries in the NFL. It's a brutal, brutal sport. No matter what, there's always been injuries, grass or not. But it's just overall, I believe grass is just a better field to be played on overall, right? And just even the players, like I said, just the next day, their bodies healing up after a game, they feel better, right? The healing process is faster because their bodies aren't so broken down because they're practically playing on cement. You know what I mean? Like that's how they feel. Get grass in there.
Two things in the thing. Optimus Prime comes in and says, I thought the refs' penalty calls sucked on both sides. The refs were bad all the way around. The production was bad.
No, they were bad.
The NFL production was bad. You didn't see any replays. Like nothing about that was good.
No, it was bad. Then, it was a 9:30 a.m. game.
Yeah. And then
nobody was awake.
Right. Chewy thinks the Elam experience is over. I don't. I don't think it's over.
I don't know if it's an experience.
Who are you going to go with? Who are you going to go with? Ingram? He wasn't ready either.
Yeah. So it's not an experiment.
Josh Norman? The 50-year-old Josh Norman?
Yeah. So one, it's not an experiment because he's a first-round draft pick. Let's be real, right? They drafted him first round for a reason. They saw something in him, right? It's not like it's an experiment where we just
he has all the tools. He's
a free agent and we paid the guy and we're like, hey, we're gonna put this is a guy we drafted first round. He also had to go into a scheme that he's not used to, a zone where he's used to playing man. So there were some things that he had to get adjusted to. I just don't know if he's quite there yet. And I don't know if he'll ever be, and that's the only my real concern. And the fact that McDermott put him in this doghouse kind of early and didn't dress him 4 weeks into the season. And the only reason he got dressed is because of injuries. That's concerning for a first-round draft pick. But like I said last week, it's his opportunity now. He's going to dress. He's going to play. He has to show McDermott what he's capable of. That's my only thing I can say. And it's not an experiment, but I will say this. If he doesn't show up moving forward, I do think they somehow figure a way to part ways with him. And that is on Elam at that point. We cannot sit here and keep going, well, he's depth.
Well, not only that.
I can't do that. I can't do that with a first-round pick. You got to move on eventually.
Why keep him on your roster if you're not going to play him at all?
Right. If he's a healthy scratch, I'd rather go pick up somebody that can contribute, that we can
On special teams,
That's
someone
not
that can special on
Any-
special teams, like
anything. Right.
yeah.
Exactly. Contribute to the team.
Here's the thing: I understood him being CB4. I understood that the other two guys were better. I got it.
Yeah,
But
I'm good with that.
if you're bringing in Josh Norman and then a week from now, he's back to CB4.
If that happens,
Yeah, it's still time. It's still time. It's time to move on because,
Yeah.
what's the point of having him?
and yeah, and I and there's no more argument to be made moving forward, guys, with the whole Kyer thing, because that means the coaching staff and McDermott does not believe in him. Does not believe he can get it. Because Josh Norman is goddamn 35 years old. He didn't look good when he played for us in, what was that, 2020? I want to say
2021.
2021. He didn't. Yeah,
he didn't look good then, and now he's 2 years older.
Right. He got put on a poster that was going to forever be a poster, right? That everybody remembers him by.
It honestly, Spin, a lot of it has to do with scheme fit. Zach Moss didn't fit what we were trying to do. I don't know Kyer Elam is going to fit. I think if you gave Kyer Elam to Wink Martindale, Wink would find a way to make him a productive guy.
It very well could be. But we don't know that until that happens, if that ever does. But
all right, that was my good, bad, and ugly.
All right. Well, we've been on here an hour 41 minutes, guys, a little bit past our bedtimes. Am I missing? Anybody got any more quick questions before we sign on out of here? We'll answer them. So, because I know I've been avoiding some of your guys.
Spin, I'm with you. He is a.
Oh, the Raiders one. Woo! What's that score? What's that score, Mikey? Pull that up. Pull that up for the chat. So who came in with the hot take that we're making a huge trade tomorrow? Who was I think somebody said we should.
Wasn't it Jason?
He said we should. So whoever said it, we should say. So if we do, I gotta shout out Jason.
Who? Can you tell me who it is? 17-13. Trick said.
Okay, Raiders. Okay.
Yeah, Chewy. The draft picks are always a crapshoot. You hope that you hit on them, but honestly, it's like a 40% chance. You know what I mean?
Ooh, Spin coming in with a hot take. Oh.
What are you giving up for him, sir? What are you giving up for him, Spin?
Spin.
What are you giving up for him, Spin?
I like these hot takes, man. These are good.
He's like, I'm just joking. I would love to have him. Like, if we found a way. What about Achin being hurt? My left nut. Yeah, right. Right. Did you hear about Achin?
No, he got hurt.
Runner? Yeah, he's having his knee evaluated.
No way. He had like 170 yards too in that game.
Quick question, guys.
Poor guy, man.
Are you rooting against the KC versus the Dolphins game in London?
No,
I don't care who wins that game.
I'll go for KC. I don't care generally, but I will go KC only because Dolphins are in their division. I hate the Dolphins more. Believe it or not, like that's my most hated team. So 100% I'll be going for KC. And like I said, it only helps us in our division because look, we screwed up in that loss versus the Jags. Now we are in second place. By the way, Jets won. They're one game behind us, and they have the tiebreaker because they beat us. Just throwing that out. Am I worried about them? No. I'm just saying they did win. They beat the shitty ass Broncos, but
good for the Jets.
I don't like it. So yeah,
I want the Jets to end up right around 500.
By the way,
because then they don't have a good draft pick.
Patriots.
Oh, wow!
That is 2 back-to-back.
Mac Jones got benched again.
Bro, they got crushed. And not only that, their defense that I always praise has looked bad. Giving up major points, man.
They're also without Judon and Christian Gonzalez.
I get it, but still.
J.C. Jackson's back getting torched.
I get it, but even with that, you know that dude always, no matter who he has got his guys to play solid football. And I almost feel like they just almost given up on Bill at this point, man. It's sad to see, sad to hear, maybe. Not for me. I don't give a shit. But I think even Patriots fans are just done with
look at that. Spin Belichick taking for Caleb Williams. I think Belichick would ruin Caleb Williams.
He's a hell of a player, bro.
Caleb is such a
He's-
unique style player. He wouldn't.
Bro,
I don't
he's
think
good.
he'd fit the Belichick style.
I don't think so either. I agree with you, but he's so dynamic. God,
Yeah.
he's good, man. I mean, at least in
He really
college.
is.
Now,
Yeah.
mind you, there's been plenty of players
In
that
college,
like,
that looked great. That didn't
right.
transition.
I remember Johnny Football. I mean, like, how'd that
He
work
was
out?
he was amazing in college.
Greatest nickname ever. Like Johnny Football.
Ryan Leaf. Ryan Leaf was
Yes.
amazing in college. And
Joey Harrington was damn good in Oregon.
Yeah. Oh God, Joey Harrington.
Dude,
was
Joey
great.
was like, bro, he was
Achilles
really
Smith.
Achilles. Yes, you're right.
Jamarcus
Been a
Russell
ton.
was a superstar. You know, I mean,
You're right, Jamarcus. Yes, man, could throw 50 yards on
Yeah.
his knees.
Yeah. Sven, you're right.
Uh,
A lot of those guys now, they'll see who's at the top, and they might stay in college. They're
I
getting
heard
paid
that
a
too. Yeah,
crap ton of
I
money.
heard that as well.
You know,
Yep. Well, guys, it's been a long
Yep.
show, hour and 45. Man, we are tired. And Bills Mafia, we will be back on. Well,
Friday.
let me give you the rest of the schedule. So
Yeah.
so Tuesday, tomorrow, 7:30, Nuclear Heatwave Wrestling Podcast for anyone that likes wrestling. That's on tomorrow at 7:30. Look out for my videos. I'll be posting during the week as well. Thursday is Mafia Means Family podcast at 7:30. Friday is Friday Night Lights at 8:30. Saturday, AFC East Shakedown at 6, and that's going to be on Ace Per Head. So Curtis's channel. Y'all know who Curtis is. If you don't, he's in my homepage, the link. And that's it. Oh, and I think, are you guys going to be back Saturday?
Yep, we'll be back Saturday.
Okay, so at 2 o'clock Saturday, for all you fantasy nerds out there, fantasy football, we'll be back at 2 o'clock with Mikey and Howie. Howie was under the weather this past weekend, and Mikey's daughter had a birthday. So they are back in action Saturday at 2 o'clock. So, all right, guys, Bills Mafia, we love you. And as always, go Bills. We're out of here. Peace. And I'll play that outro because I love y'all. All right, let's see. Good outro. Here we go.